Hello guys, and welcome back to more Kira. In our last episode we met Shino, a little new girl who works at our job, new waitress. We found out we're both part of the same club, the second literature club. So we decided we want to do something for a culture festival because the club has a very real possibility of getting shut down. And we meet up with our friend. I forgot what his name was, but he was a big guy, and he was all like, hey, we should start this punk rock band because it would be totally freaking awesome because, hey, we're not in tennis anymore. We got to do something to get girls, right? We don't think it's a good idea, but I think we're not going to have much of a choice whether we want to or not. So with that being said, let's continue on. Is it supposed to be this room or is it the other one? I'm wandering around the empty school building. After school was over, I remembered what Shino said about the second literature club being cancelled. Although I never attended the meetings, and since I'm graduating this year, it really doesn't matter to me. I was a little concerned about my club being cancelled. So I decided to peek in a little, but I didn't remember where it was located. Because remember, we only went to like one meeting and then we never showed up for any other meetings. So I have to check every single room on this floor where all the culture festivals are located, but why is it so quiet? School ended just a few minutes ago, so there should be people in those culture club rooms. However, the hallway is dead quiet, and because there are no windows in the hallway, it's dark. Really? Because I see plenty of windows in this hallway. I don't know what you're looking at, buddy. So, is this the air of the culture clubs? I feel uncomfortable being here because I'm not used to this. Especially when female students go by me once in a while. They look at me in a strange way, so I feel like I'm doing something I'm not supposed to. Why? God forbid we're cultural. Or we have, like, outside activities. Are we, like, scary looking or something and we just don't realize it? I'd much rather have them say something instead of being in this uncomfortable atmosphere. I feel like giving up, but I complete the round, albeit unsuccessfully. Forget it. I'm going home. I start to go down the stairs. Shikanosuke? Someone calls out to me. Even without turning around, I know who it is. But I'm not happy. I was expecting to see her, but I wish she didn't find me when I was lost. She must have been coming down the stairs. When I look up the landing, I see a female student with a clear eye. Exactly who I thought. So, finally you decided to come to the meeting, huh? We've been waiting. She smiles at me. She is one of my acquaintances, Chie Yusurugi from the Second Culture Club. No, that's not why I'm here. Oh, I spontaneously. It's my bad habit to deny everything when someone talks to me suddenly. What? Then why are you wandering around? Jeannie looks at me suspiciously. I'm saying that, I gotta be saying that wrong, because that name is just too adorable for me to be saying any other way. It must be natural for her to be suspicious. My speech and conduct don't match. Just because. I give her an answer which doesn't make sense. Doesn't make dollars either, but she frowns. You're talking weird again. You came to attend the second literature club, right? Well, I didn't come to attend the first literature club, if that's what you mean. No. Why are you so stubborn? Alright, fine. I'll tell you the truth. You're right. I came to find the second literature club. Happy now? I feel embarrassed. Gee, why do you have to tell such stupid lies like that? Jeannie sighs. Well, I can't answer because there's no reason. I lied because I was startled. Maybe you're distorted because you lie all the time. I may admit it myself, but if someone tells me that, I get upset. We don't like other people to see our flaws, even if we acknowledge them ourselves. Hey, where are you going? When I start to go down the stairs, Jeannie stops me. I don't feel good, so I'm going to go home. When I finish my sentence, Shino runs down the stairs and catches up with me. Sorry, I apologize. Jeannie's smiling. Alright, then tell me where the club room is. I couldn't find it. Now? Sure, but don't you dare introduce me as a distorted person, okay? I won't. But maybe I have to do the introduction next time. Why? Because there's nobody today. What? Everyone has something to do, so I was on my way out too. That sucks. What an irresponsible club. April's a busy month. Maybe starting next week, everyone will start coming. So come back then, okay? Well, if you insist. Maybe. I was a little disappointed because I was prepared today. Well, it's a good thing that you decided to come, so let's just go home today. So we walk down the stairs together. As we walk, I ask her about the club being cancelled. She feels disappointed about it too. I know she's got a mole under her left eye. No, her right eye, sorry, not her left eye. Actually, we'll be combined with the first literature club, so we won't vanish completely. But still, it's a little sad. Who told you anyway? When I tell her that Kiara Shino started to work at the place where I work, she seems surprised. She's a little odd, but such a good girl, so take care of her, okay? We haven't had a chance to talk lately, so Shini continues to talk, asking me about things like how my part-time job is going. I can't help but thinking she sure worries about everything. We've known each other for a long time. I think since the kindergarten, actually. We are childhood friends. There always has to be one, doesn't there? That's usually female. In case, you know, if the protagonist is male, it's usually the opposite gender. That's strange, but that's how it seems to go anymore. But this is the first year we're in the same grade. Wait, why would we be in the same grade? Why would this be the first year we were in the same grade? Wouldn't we always have been in the same grade? Oh. Thank you for explaining this game. That's because Shini is a year older, which means she had to repeat the 3rd grade. Why? She was the only one who had to repeat the grade last year, so she's the only one that the other 3rd grade classmates call senpai. Some are friendly, but some are confused. But anyway, this is Chie Isurugi. I really gotta stop getting ahead of myself and just let the game explain things how it is. However, she's not a bad student. I'd have to say this is a childhood friend. In fact, Jeannie gets good grades. What a shock, right? At Ubi Academy, there's a huge gap in grades. The bottom scores are really bad, but the average isn't too bad. And some superior students are really exceptional. The reason why Chini had to repeat the grade is due to a family matter. She had to take a leave of absence and she didn't have enough attendance to move on. It wasn't her fault. She could have quit or transferred, but Chini didn't, and I'm proud of her decision. Good girl. Okay then, see you later. Don't be discouraged because of today. Come back again and I'll be there too. You better be. I'll be disappointed. From here, I go by bicycle and she gets on the bus. I know, but you have to take care of me though. I nod. Sure. Oh, by the way, come play with the little one sometime. They were saying they want to see you, Shikanosuke. No way. They're so rough with me. That's because you tell them lies, Shikanosuke. I just don't know how you can tell so many lies. Who knows? Hey, Chine. You better hurry up or you'll miss the bus. Okay, I'm going. I have to make dinner tonight too. Wow, you sure work hard. Oh, shush. See ya. Chini waves with a smile. Alright, see ya. I wave back. Bye! I'm waving. You can't see it, but I'm waving. Because I'm eccentric like that. I'm working hard on my part-time job today. It's the weekend and also the end of the month. Apparently that means something. Therefore, it's after payday. Ah, okay. So the restaurant has been filled with customers all evening. By 7:30 p.m., that's a very weird way to write that, the restaurant is packed. The employees in both the kitchen and the dining hall are working their butts off, running around everywhere while the loud laughter and the conversations from the drunks echoes through the restaurant. It's not that bad to be busy. Between the experienced employees, we don't even need to say anything to each other. We just know what needs to be done to run the restaurant smoothly. The work runs with a rhythm, which makes time fly. My shift is usually over before I know it, so I don't mind it at all. Karari Shino is at work as well. Today is her third day. Her boyish head is running around the restaurant. Her boyish head is running around the restaurant, okay. Seems like she has learned the ropes. She still makes quite a few mistakes, and there's a lot from her to learn, but her customer service technique is also a little awkward. But she has improved. Good. All the other employees are concerned about her, but she learned quickly. She should be okay. So as her trainer, I am very happy. The grasshopper is learning quickly. The student shall soon become the master. Good job. See, you can do it. It's almost impressive to see her use the restaurant slang without any problems. That was slang. Okay. As I feel emotional, Karari comes back from serving the customers. Are you tired? I'm okay. She nods seriously. She looks at that determined face. Some new employees actually quit because of this weekend madness, but I think she'll be okay. Once all the customers get their drinks, it should calm down, so hang in there. Okay. You sure are full of energy, as usual. Suppose that's to be expected. That's my one and only good point. Oh, you've got plenty of good points. I mean, you are wearing a star on your head after all. It's okay, that was a horrible joke. That's when I noticed something on her toes, which are sticking out from her sandals. Sorry, but open-toed shoes are against, regulations. What is it? What are the, like the food FDA, Food Drug Administration. Yeah, they're gonna come find us and they're gonna shut us down. You're gonna have to change your shoes. I'm sorry. Wait, I stopped her to get it off, but it isn't anything that's stuck on her. It's a little hole in her sock and her toe is peeking through. Okay, so she is wearing socks. Well, that's a little better. Hey, look. Okay, that's a good image, alright. When I point it out, she crouches and holds her toe. Oh my gosh, I didn't notice. She turns beet red with embarrassment. It's rather unexpected to see her react that way, because I thought she didn't care about things like that. Do you have another pair to change into? Karari just shakes her head in response. She looks truly at a loss. Let's see. A young girl wouldn't want to run around with a hole in her sock. Well, I don't think anyone would want to run around with a hole in their sock. Think for a while. Then, do you want to switch with my sock? I don't care if I have a hole. I said it, but I was half joking. But, really? She looks at me as if I was the biggest hero ever. But it might smell. That's okay, thank you. See her respond in such a pure manner makes me feel a little guilty. Could that be because I'm not that pure? We're as pure as the driven snow. Okay, then let's switch. We'll start to take our socks off. Hey, what are you two doing? Stay out of this. This doesn't concern you. The manager is standing behind us. The manager is standing behind us. Well, Shino's sock has a hole in it, so we're switching. That's right, I don't have an extra pair with me, so... The manager sighs. Why do you have to do that? Why don't you work barefoot? But sir, it's against food regulation. Ah, you're a genius, manager. I think we're just stupid. When the employees from the last shift show up, we realize it's 11 p.m. Is this place open like all night? Seems pretty late to be showing up for work. I'm supposed to be off at midnight, so I only have an hour to go, but this is the long hour. The last hour is always the longest, because that's the hour you're actually aware of, usually, so you're like, oh, an hour to get off work. I'm assigned tables 1 through 8 by the entrance today. Most of the customers are just talking now, so there really isn't anything for me to do. The time when I just have to stand around like this is the most boring and torturous time for me. As I stand by the tables, I can't help hearing the customers' conversations. The customers from table 4 talk extremely loud. At first, there are 2 office ladies drinking quietly, but when a few guys in t-shirts and sweatpants from the next table join, it becomes noisy all of a sudden. Hey, young lady, you're definitely my type. Aren't you popular at work? Hey, I love cars, and last month I installed awesome speakers that play killer bass. Don't you want to? The guys obviously want something more than just companions. No. Even standing near them makes me embarrassed. However, the ladies respond. Oh, come on. She seems like they don't mind that much. I guess women are okay with such an obvious approach. Or maybe it's because they're a little drunk. I bet it's probably the latter. But a lot of women don't show their emotions, so they might be wishing that those guys would get lost. Some new customers come in. Welcome! I greet cheerfully and usher them to table 8. They're a group of 5 with wild hairdos. They smell a little sweaty. Can I take an appetizer at table 8? When I come back to the counter, my co-worker Tone whispers to me. Sure, I don't mind. Thanks. Then Tone takes the little bowl with edamame in it to table number 8. I watch her thinking it's unusual for her to do that, and then notice she's talking to the customers as she serves them. Oh, that was oh, Tome's a girl. Okay. Tone? Is it Tone? Tone? I thought that was an M, and I guess that's an N. I can't read. I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on it. Do you know them? I asked her when she's back. No, they're Star Generation. The Star Generation? Oh my god, how's my hair? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's them. We gotta get their autograph, man. Star what? Star Generation, haven't you heard? They're famous, really famous. What do they do? Can't you tell? I try to observe carefully, but I still don't know who they are. Oh man, look at that guy. Oh. First thing I notice is their wild hair color. And they all look pale. Their hair color isn't that bad. It's pretty, normal for anime style hair, I guess. 3 of them are carrying very similar narrow bags on their back. So that must be a hint. Tone says it's obvious, so those bags must mean something significant. Are they from a kendo club or fishermen? What the heck are you talking about? Why would anyone in kendo or fishermen wear leather jackets and carry guitars? What's a guitar? Well, I'm joking, but if they carry instruments and they're famous, are they celebrities? Not really, but they're in an Indies band. Indies? Like the West Indies? Yeah. I see. Indies. I repeat the word, but what is Indies anyway? I've heard the word before, but I don't know what it means. But if I ask her, she'll make fun of me, so I won't say anything. Must be something which any young person would know for sure. I can figure this out. I'm a smart guy. People say asking something is not embarrassing, but it's not that simple. You can be ridiculed for a long time for asking a stupid question. Anyway, Tony says they're a group called Star Generation, and they are extremely popular around here. They're so wild, so cool, so punk, and so indies. They were even on the TV the other day. Since then, Tony has been crazy about them. Which means Tony knows them because they were on TV. But I don't say anything because I'm considerate. I remember the time Murakami told me that the band people are popular. Yeah, Murakami, that's our friend. That's our big guy friend. He swore by it, but even when I see the real thing, I still don't believe him. According to Tony, they're still the most popular one among many bands. But the way they dress and their hairdo sure looks strange and kind of dirty. They all look so unhealthy. It's all the booze. They're probably doing drugs night and day. Tony's eyes have a different kind of sparkles. That's not because they're bandsmen, but because they were on TV. Man, this translation is god-awful. Look at that. Different king of sparkles. What the hell is a king of sparkle supposed to mean? This is an actual video game release. It's like it's a fan translation or something. Might as well be. Star Generation members Carl and Tony goes to take their order. 2 medium-sized beers, black currant soda, don't know what the hell that is, fresh grapefruit sour, Coke, deep-fried cartilage, deep-fried cartilage, okay, Caesar salad, grilled fish, cube steaks, and pickled eggplant. The charismatic Indies bandsman's order was rather normal. Tony wants to take care of their table by herself, but I can't just stand around doing nothing. I decided to take the drinks. But before that... So, which one's the most popular among them? Let's see. She looks at the table. See the one in the middle? His name is Yagihara. Oh my god, the Yagihara. I'm not prepared. I'm not prepared for this. This is all wrong. I'm not supposed to meet him here like this. It's all wrong. He's the lead vocal and he's the head of the band. Also Kenta, the guitar player. That's the one in the back. I see. I memorized what she said and headed to the table. Oh man. He's like 2 inches away from me. Thanks. When I serve the drink, Yagihara thanks me frankly. I look at him while thinking, so this is a bandsman. He must be a little over 20 or so. His hair is orange. His overshaven and overmade eyebrows bother me a little. Well, it's not that unusual nowadays. His voice is a little hoarse. Maybe it's because he sings. His thin body is wrapped in a dingy long coat and gives a delicate impression. I don't know. He's a lot of things, but delicate is not one word I would use to describe him. Then there's Kenta. It's probably the guy with the glasses. It seems like every guy with glasses is named Kenta. At least in Japan. He must be the same age as I am. His clothes and hair share a plane compared to the others. His face has good features, but his skin looks pale, almost sickly. And he has a sour face. Even at a place like this, he has no expression on his face. More than anything, his black frame glasses are ruining his impression. See? I told you. The other guys look rather normal, too. Are they really that popular? It's hard to believe. This must be a work of the media. Maybe reality is different. When I come to this conclusion within myself, a shocking incident happens. The ladies at table number 4 started. They're the ones that were having fun being picked up earlier. One of them went to the restroom, and on the way back, she notices the members of Star Generation at table 8. Wow, Star Generation! She starts screaming. Drunk people can speak loud, but her voice echoes inside the restaurant. It's abnormally loud. The members of Star Generation look shocked. We have fans? Oh my god, you guys. The lady walks up to the members. Aren't I right? You're Star Generation, right? I should really use a more drunk tone for that. Yeah. The guy who was closest to her, neither Yagihara nor Kenta, answers. I don't even know what instrument he plays. I knew it! I was right! She screams again. I turn around to look at the manager. The manager doesn't look happy, but with his eyes he tells me, I know she's being extremely loud, but at this point it's too early to say anything. Just keep your eye on her. I nod. What? Really? Star Generation? The other lady gets up. You're right! We are biggest fans of Star Generation. I'm so happy! She leaves her table and moves to table 8. The young guys who were trying to pick up the ladies are left at table 4. Man, they've got no chance now. No chance. As they lost their targets instantly, they look shocked and don't look like they know what's going on. Actually, I can't really believe it myself. Those ladies are cruel. If I were them, I couldn't do it. There should be at least some manners. Alcohol eliminates manners. It's fact. Or maybe this is why women are scary. What is it? They can be so cold and hurt others. Yeah, men can't. Dude! You can be cold and hurt people too. Did you not forget our little ex-girlfriend debacle? As I think that, I feel a little pain in my heart. Anyway, the bandsmen seem to be popular. Is Murakami right? Are bandsmen popular? Yeah, you're good. If you suck, then that's another matter entirely. So, what do I do with the pain in my heart? Do I give that to the bandsmen? But wait, that's not right. I mustn't have shameful concerns. I have to be careful. The ladies continue to fawn over the stunned band members, ignoring everything else. Sometimes you hear in comics that 1 + 1 isn't 2, it could be 3 or 4, or it could be anything. Stressing how important it is to be a team player. But 1 + 1 is 2, that's like math, right? I don't think in any universe 1 + 1 could ever equal anything but 2. I don't see how it could equal 3 or 4, but it's probably just the same. Just like that, as if the two ladies don't want 1 + 1 to be 2, they start to get even louder and louder. Being loud is one thing. They start to physically mingle with Star Generation members. They're touching their bodies, trying to feed them with their fingers, and they're even trying to make them lick their fingers with mayonnaise on it. What kind of act is this? Members of Star Generation don't know what to do. But the two guys who got left behind are the ones who are truly at a loss, feeling completely alienated. With just 2 of them, they're just licking their beer glasses and picking on the appetizers on the table. Hey, that's not fair! There's a loud shriek. When I look up at the table, I see one of the ladies tangled up with one member's body and kissing his cheek. And the other one is pouting in jealousy. Uh-oh. The members of Star Generation are no longer in shock, some are even smiling. They look like they're having fun. I don't want the 2 guys to see that, but of course they do. I know, something's gonna happen. It's gonna escalate, and it's gonna be bad. Like a fight's gonna break out or something. Oh, look at that. The screen shook. You know what that means. Hey! They stand up with a roar. I disliked them because of their behavior earlier, but now I'm kind of sympathizing. How strange and selfish the human mind is. Okay, Freud. As an employee, I shouldn't feel this, but I can't help but cheering them on. Because they really were trying hard to pick up those ladies. Can't help thinking that Star Generation members should have been a little more considerate. But that is simply my personal emotion, and as an employee, I'm not allowed to think that way. I have to be in the position to say that hopefully there won't be any incident. The 2 guys walk up to the table number 8 angrily. Incident will happen in about 3 seconds. The 2 ladies try to hide behind Star Generation members, and the 2 guys revile them. Because they're half drunk, can't really hear exactly what they're saying, but they be saying something nasty. They be saying. Oh god, this game. One of the members stands up with an extremely angry expression. He must be quite drunk himself because his face is red. He also says some incomprehensible words and they stare at each other. As an employee, I walk up to them. Excuse me. I get between them. What? One of the guys glares at me. As soon as I see that face, my sympathy fades just a little bit. Up close, I see his nose is pierced. There's a thick chain around his neck. And he's very tanned. He simply looks rough. He turns to me now. Of course, I can't sympathize with him any longer. It's okay, just grab his chain, you know. Choke him with his own chain. I actually want to tell them that I'm on their side. But of course I can't say that. I would never ever want to face with someone like that. That's part of my job. I'm very sorry to tell you this, but if you have a fight, there are other customers. Who's saying it's a fight? I'm only trying to warn them. The guy's shouting. Well, man, he does look rough, doesn't he? What are you going to warn us about? Hey, how pitiful it is to be jealous. Even the bandsman interrupts and starts provoking. They're both powerful, but I'm the one in the middle, so I wish they'd stop. Besides, don't you know what would happen with such provocation? Really ignoring my worry, the bandman keeps provoking. Is that him? Is that the guy? Looks like the guy. What the hell? The fierce guy tries to jump. Wait, please stop. When I stop him, of course, he turns on me. Don't you dare touch me. Please calm down. Violence doesn't solve anything. See, love and peace. We need love in our lives, right? Oh, God. Who invited the hippie? Oh, that's me. I'm desperate. Shut up. Oh. The Pierce guy tries to shake me off of him and go towards the bandsman, but I hold on to stop him. Although I only get 900 yen an hour, I have my pride. Please stop. Get out of my way. Oh my. The guy tries to grab my collar to get me off of him, but I hold up desperately. I can't give in now. We end up wrestling. Oh yeah, this is gonna be good. We're gonna get fired, man. But it probably won't go on for long. He's obviously bigger and more than anything. I'm an employee of this restaurant. I know I'll end up beaten up. You just stand there and take it. I look around, hoping that someone will come to my aid, but hey, wait a minute. They're all just watching, and they almost look like they're having fun. Yeah, it's like a bar brawl. Well, how could you be like that? But I have more important things to be concerned about. I see Karori Shino. She isn't smiling. Instead, she's screaming something. How nice of her. But I can't hear what she's screaming. Oh. Punches me in the face. I lose my balance and fall down. I can't hold myself up. So much blood. I can't see anything. Vision's getting blurry. If I let my body fly, I'll hit the shelves of liquor bottles. If that happens, the bottles will fly over and it'll be a huge mess. That won't be good. Where the hell's our manager at? Well, I thought he was supposed to be watching these guys. I reach out and try to grab the post as I fly past. I'm successful when my body stops flying. I'm relieved that I was able to stop the bottles from flying all over, but I don't get that much time to rejoice. Instead of hitting the shelves, I'm about to hit the floor head first. Times like this, everything moves extremely slowly. I think of a lot of things before I fall. It won't be good to hit my head at this speed. The head is the most important part for humans. Am I gonna die? Well, it's hardwood floor, so even in the best case scenario, I might be handicapped. No, well, that's not good either. I'll be okay. I should be okay. As I encourage myself, I hear Karari's voice. Majima's gonna die. Oh, shit. That confirms that I'm gonna die. Someone else said it. Must be true. Ow. Ow. My scrotums. Then it goes black before my eyes. Although it's the middle of spring, the air feels chilly at night. When I get to the main street pushing my bicycle, I can see my breath in the dark air. I didn't die. When I woke up, I was behind the kitchen. I regained my consciousness before the manager called the ambulance. When I touched the back of my head, I could feel the bump. Then the manager was unusually kind and said, "I'll give you a little bonus, so why don't you go home?" Yeah, thanks, buddy. Where the hell were you at? And I was getting my ass kicked. I remember that when you hit your head, you may not die right away, but that might come later on. Did the manager tell me to go home early because of that? However, I didn't feel like going to the hospital, so I went home as I was told. I don't know, man. We probably should go to the hospital. Might be important. Like you said, you might not die, but you could have like a concussion or some internal bleeding or something. I don't like troublesome situations. Alright. Fucking so stubborn, aren't we? My head hurts. Well, no shit, it hurts. If it didn't hurt, that's when I would be concerned. When I start to pedal, I realize even my face hurts. Bet it's all scraped. Sure, I got punched horribly. Come to think of it, because I was out of it, I didn't check all of my injuries. We wrestled for a while, so I wouldn't be surprised if there were more injuries. When you are excited, you don't feel the pain. You start to feel it after a while. That adrenaline only lasts for so long. I think I'm going back to the restaurant, but I don't want to show my injured face again. I decided to go to the park by the restaurant. Yeah, let's not go to the hospital or anything. Let's go to the park. The park, which is located in the middle of a residential area, can be a little spooky because sometimes you find homeless people. I'm cautious, but there's just no bushes at this park, so I can see well. I don't see any suspicious figures. Get off my bicycle with relief. The drinking fountain is located near the sandbox. The shadow of the concrete drinking fountain is dark. I look up to the sky and find a beautiful moon shining above. It's a full moon tonight. I remember my teacher telling me that Jesus died on the day of a full moon. Is that significant in any way? Our schooling is a mission school, so we have a theology class. Our teacher says that when we study Bible, we understand more about Western culture, which makes Western movies and novels more interesting, but that hasn't happened to me yet. As I think that, I scoop up some water and I put it down on my burning face. I feel a stinging sensation. I must have really scraped my skin. It feels swollen and I feel a dull pain as well. Maybe it's bruised? In the light, maybe it's obvious that I was punched. I'll probably end up going to school with a swollen face, and I'm sure people will talk about it, as people are wont to do. I have to come up with an explanation, and just in case, if the teachers ask me about it. I fell down the stairs. I'm good at coming up with an excuse, but when there's an obvious proof on my face, it might not be that easy this time. Troublesome. As I try to cool off the painful area, I start to feel the fatigue from the long day, making my whole body sluggish. I sit on the swing to get some rest. I'm just getting a little rest, but once I was on the swing, I can't help swinging. You always gotta swing when you're on the swing. It's like a law. The height must be adjusted to little kids, so it's too low and a little scary for me. I give up and settled for just a little swings. I hear a voice, so I turn around and see some customers walking on the other side of the street. Drunken customers sure laugh happily. Come to think of it, since I quit the tennis club, I don't hang out with a group of people anymore. I should really change that. I should have like a posse of sorts. On the contrary, I rarely have a chance to spend time with other people after school or on my day off. I realized my life was centered around the club activities after all. However, I'm not regretting that I quit. It was supposed to end. It was supposed to end. I didn't want it to end. As I stretch, I look up at the moon. I can't see a rabbit or a crab on the moon's surface design. my hand in the moonlight. If it was the sun, I could see the red light through but with the moon, all I see is the dark shadow of my hand. I open and shut my hand as if I was trying to grab the air and look at it. This is my old habit, but somehow this calms me down. Someone who stares at his hand is lonely. I hide my hand in a hurry, responding to the unexpected voice. Who's there? Come out of the shadows and fight me. Oh, it's you. Are you okay? Being here by yourself sure will make you sad, huh? It's Karari, smiling at me by the park entrance. Well, I'm neither lonely or sad. Our unexpected appearance sure rattled me, but I try to hide my feelings. We're a loner. We don't talk to people or share feelings. We keep them bottled up so that one day they may escape in our murderous intent. I guess I do deny everything when I'm startled. Anyway, you came to work in your uniform again. Remember, I told you before that you shouldn't do that. Sorry. Karari smiles, trying to dodge. She probably didn't feel like changing. The rusty swing's squeaks echo in the night air. Though I couldn't use the swing Karari's pulling it without any problems. She's swinging so high it makes me worry. When you were little, didn't you play by letting your shoe fly off the swing? Karari smiles at me, but I don't get a chance to answer. There! She swings her leg up and kicks her shoe off. Her basketball shoe comes off easily. She must tie her shoelaces very loosely. The shoe arcs through the air and lands on the ground. Maybe it'll be cloudy tomorrow. You always get cloudy days with shoes like that. Karari laughs. Majima, do you want to try it too? Tell her that I'll decline because I'm scared. It's so low and you're still scared? I'm scared especially because it's low. Anyway, I don't see a hole in her sock anymore. Did you change? Here. She kicks her other shoe off. The hole is on this side. She sticks her foot out and shows her big toe peeking from the hole. She was embarrassed about it earlier. Does she not care anymore? You're childish, Shino. No, I'm not. Karari denies it bashfully. How so? I know what I'm doing. I'm just acting this way. Don't be fooled. She laughs. She jumps off the swing in her socks and collects her shoes by herself. Then she comes back to the swing, dusts off her socks carefully, and puts her shoes on. I notice a band-aid on her finger. Did you cut yourself? Yeah, I cut it when I was picking up broken glasses. Then she lifts her face and looks at me. Majima, doesn't your head hurt? She looks worried. Not that bad. I was on the sports team, so I'm used to injuries. I see. I thought you died. Even now, she's scared of recalling when I got punched. I'm sure I'd be scared too if I was just watching, but when you're the one in the incident, it's not that scary. Just like getting a shot. It's scarier to watch. It's the same thing. You think so? It hurts to get a shot too, though. Karari frowns. It's getting late. I pull out my cell phone and open it. I knew it was late. It's already almost midnight. Shino, are you okay just hanging out like this? It's getting late. Well, today is okay. I don't have to work in the morning. Work in the morning? Yep, I deliver newspapers in the morning. You work at night and in the morning? Sure, you need money. We? My family's poor. Oh, so sweet. Working hard to provide for her family. Oh, I see. My dad's sick, so he can't work. That's why I have to work hard. She says her dad injured himself at work a long time ago, and her mom, who was working part-time, is now sick too, so she has to work and earn money. She said it as if it's nothing, but it's a serious situation. I try to find something to say, but I Can't find anything appropriate to say. Can't find the words. Then what are you going to do after high school? My dad wants me to go to college, but I don't think it's possible. I'm able to get a scholarship, but even if I did, I don't think I'd have time to go to school. I see. You have to hang in there, huh? It's a lame thing to say, but Karari smiles. Yep, I will, because I'm the oldest child in the family. She stands tall and proud. I'm impressed. I truly am. Thanks. See? Look at this. I stitched up where it was ripped all by myself. She sticks out her arm. When I look hard in the dark, I see she patched up an area on her elbow. Despite your appearance, you're struggling. Despite my appearance? Really? I don't know why, but Karari laughs when I nod. I feel ashamed of myself for planning a trip to a foreign country with the money I earn. I feel a little mortified, so I consider giving a little bit of my money to my family too. I even think of exactly how much. I'm surprised at myself. I thought I wasn't attached to money, but when I actually try to give it to others, it's not as easy as I thought. But that's exactly what Karari's doing. She's not that skillful, but even if she gets fired up many times, even if she gets fired many times, she still doesn't give up. I resolved to teach her more closely at work. Because I'm lost in thought, silence fills the air. Karari's pulling out the swing again. As I'm about to suggest we leave, I notice a shadow near the park entrance. It's too dark to see, but I think he's looking at us. I get a little nervous. Who would come to the park all by himself this time of day? Oh, well, we did, didn't we? I need to let Karari escape first or something happens. Then I take a harder look at the shadow. I see him raising his hand. You work at the restaurant, right? Who wants to know? And that's what I thought. He walks up to us, and then I can see his face. Oh, it's, the name. I said, Kenta. Yeah, it's Kenta. I wasn't looking at the screen when I looked at him, so I didn't see it. They actually said it. It's Kenta. Did you guys? It's Kenta. Star Generation's guitar player. Did you know that? Yeah, that's Kenta, guys. He has his guitar bag on his back and walks up to us with no exception. Just like I saw in the restaurant. Are you gonna make us groupies? We're gonna be like, yeah. Be awesome. Sorry to bother you when you're having fun. This casual greeting doesn't match his serious expression. It looks like Karari. Karari is wearing OB Academy's winter uniform. He puts his hand on his chin and checks out Karari from head to toe. Ah, so you go to the same school as I do. See, come to think of it, I think I've seen you before. Then he examines her face. Karari shrinks back from him. The same school as Karari, which means the same school as me. How do we have like a famous person in our school and we don't know about it? It seems awfully unusual and kind of ridiculous. Have I seen him before? I can't remember. Well, even if I have, he's one of those types that you forget instantly. That's kind of cold, don't you think? He's on the handsome side, but really doesn't leave much of an impression. I don't know, looks like a good guy. That shirt is buttoned in such a douchey way. Looks like a jerk. What's with those arm cuffs? I mean, his sleeves are halfway up his arms. I mean, come on, man. That's a horrible impression to leave someone. That's like, hey, I'm a jerk. Don't talk to me. What is he thinking? Why did he come to see us? I keep quiet, still feeling cautious. We're always looking at him vacantly. If I was alone, I wouldn't be this cautious, but I have Karari with me. Gotta protect the weak, you know. He then turns his eyes to me. Sure, I know you too. You used to belong to one of the sports clubs, right? I used to be on the tennis club. And you? Ah, that's right. Sorry, my name is Kenta Tanoya, Class 3H at Obi. I'm Shikanosuke Majima. Karari Shino? Tanoya nods and pulls pieces of paper from his pocket. Are these lifetime tickets to every show you're ever going to play? Anyway, where's Star Generation, the band? Sorry about earlier. Well, here. Put my face close to the papers he pulled out, trying to read what's on them. We have a live concert next week, and here are tickets for it. We gave out to the customers in the restaurant earlier as an apology for causing the incident. Do you think you guys can make it? That's nice of you. You guys are awesome. I'll be off next week. Me too. Live concert. I'm a little interested. Can't deny. You know, I have never been to a concert at all, and I really want to go to one, but I never know who I should go see. I don't like any of the new bands. Because of the things Murakami told me, and when I think about how people act today, I'm curious why people are attracted to them. On the other hand, I'm a little reluctant to go because I'm a little annoyed that people make such a fuss over them. Also, it's not a place where I would go. I don't even know the first thing about rock bands. Let me see it too. Karari excitedly takes the tickets from Tanoya. What do you do at a live concert? Ah, you've never been to a live concert before? No, I've seen them on TV though. Karari nods. Same here. I see. Tanoya nods quietly. I'm in the dark room and you listen to the live performance. If you ask me what it's like, well, it depends on the type of music and the performers. But this one was with punk and melodic hardcore bands, so it won't be too wild. It's just like an event, and I know you'll have fun. Aren't like punk bands like really wild and out there? I don't know. It's a bare bones explanation. Is it interesting? Interesting. Well, I think it is, but sometimes it's not. It just depends, really. Can't really guarantee anything, but a theater that's filled with excitement sure is something. Are you going to be in it too? Yeah, I am. He's in the band, and he's a guitar player. I mean, if you played the bass, that's one thing, but he plays the guitar, so you know it's kind of an important role. If we go, how much is it going to be? Well, with these tickets, you get it for free. Usually there'll be a drink charge, but these tickets entitle you to one free drink, so all you need is the travel cost. Free? Karari looks at me with a sparkle in her eyes. Can I ask you something too? Sure. What does indies mean? I know it has nothing to do with what we were talking about, but I figured this is a good chance to ask him. I mean, if anyone would know, it'd be him, right? Let's see. It comes from the word independent. In the music business, it means record companies which don't belong to record association or bands that belong to those companies. It's the opposite of mainstream, I guess. Sometimes people call amateurs indies, and in my opinion, I think that's wrong. But it really is nothing to fuss over too much. We all think of being called amateurs as not cool. But what if you are amateurs? I mean, not everyone is professional, right? That'd be just silly. Tanoya explains it very politely. I thought he'd be weird, but he's pretty nice. Can I be in the band? I can play the triangle. It's pretty good, don't lie. The only thing is, I really don't understand what he's saying. Anyway, he clears his throat. This place is decent and all the staff are nice too, so even beginners won't feel uncomfortable. If you're interested, you should come. I'm sure you'll find something interesting. Plus, we'll do our best so you can have fun. Truly, we, the performers, have to do our best. Can't forget that. I'm with him on that. He speaks to himself while nodding. We accept the tickets. Well, yeah, of course. Guy came all the way out here. Give us tickets. That's a nice guy. Tonya leaves us saying goodbye. And that's just that. And now he's a jerk. The fucking prick. Don't say goodbye to me, asshole. He's strange. Sure is. Karari nods. But she turns to me. I want to see their live concert. It's been a while since I've gone out. Karari looks so happy she's about to skip around with joy. Then you can have mine too, so why don't you invite one of your friends? I try to hand my ticket to Karari, but she doesn't take it. Aren't you going, Majima? No. Guy's an ass. He didn't even say goodbye. I do want to see the popular band perform, especially if one of our fellow students is in the band. You always work, right, Shino? You should take a break once in a while, especially if it's free. I take her hand and make her take the ticket. This is the proper thing for me to do. Karari accepts the ticket hesitantly. Thank you. I have a friend who doesn't get to go out, so I'll invite her. I'm sure she'll be excited. Fuck you, I want to go. I want to go see the concert. You didn't think about me, did you, you jerk? We're so self-centered. I hope you have lots of fun. Thanks, how exciting. She smiles bashfully. Kira. I don't know what that means. It probably means something. So I wasn't planning to go. I was planning to just watch the tropical fish at home, water the plants, eat some unusual snack that my sister's hiding in her room, just so we'll have something to talk about, and spend the weekend kicking back. Seriously, we had the opportunity to go to a rock concert, and we decided that it would be better be spent doing absolutely nothing at home. Man, we are so lame. However, that is not what happened. I'm waiting for someone at the train station. I'm waiting for Karari Shino. We are on our way to the live concert of Star Generation. What happened? Well, since Karari won't be here for a while, I guess I will explain. You breaking the fourth wall? Sorry, but I can't go. It was a few days after Tony invited us. My face didn't get swollen as much as I thought. Karari showed up and put 2 tickets on the desk. The friend I told you about the other day is ill. I can't go by myself, so here are the tickets. Sorry about this. Karari felt bad. I don't care, but why don't you go with someone else? I didn't mean to be stubborn, but I didn't want to take back what I already gave. I already asked if she can't go either. I don't have any other friends. That's just sad. Really? I thought you had lots of friends. No, I don't. People sound weird. Even at work, I don't talk to anyone else other than you. I see. I didn't want to hear that. Sorry again. I'll give you mine too, so why don't you go with your friend? Karari left the classroom before I could say anything, so I followed her. Wait, you told me that you didn't go out much. You wanted to go, didn't you? Yeah? Karari nodded timidly. Then you should go. If you don't have anyone to go with, I'll go. Really? Sure. I want you to go, so why don't we go together? Of course, that's only if you want to. But I can't go on a train. I may cause problems. Why? What do you mean? I don't use it that much, so I might get nervous. Don't worry about that. Really? Sure, it's not hard at all. Don't worry. Are you sure? Of course, I use trains all the time. Okay, I'll go. Karari was suddenly so loud that students around us turned around. Okay, I'll let you know the details later. I'll watch my surroundings. Okay, thank you. Karari waved her arms. She headed to her classroom. People were still watching us. I waved back a little and tried to smile. I figured I'd better get back to the classroom. It was embarrassing. People were whispering to each other. I turned around and tried to get back into my classroom, but a huge body blocked my path. Oh, hey, it's Murakami. Majima, that's sneaky. Ah, I got his name right. Holy crap. I'm amazing. Found Murakami blocking my path. Who's that cute girl? Did you ask her out? What? Oh. You're startled. You're being suspicious. Put his hand on his chin and tilted his head. Huh, so you found a girl, huh? That's why you didn't want to join my band. No, I'm telling you the truth. I don't need an excuse, but okay, I'll listen. Murakami, that's his name, right? He returned to the classroom and talked. Well, sure, of course you can. Of course you have to go with her. Murakami was almost in tears. Stories like this get to him. You make sure she has the most wonderful day off, okay? That's your mission. Don't you dare become horny or anything. Of course, if there's true love, then I won't stop you. Why would I get horny? Okay, but you don't need to stop your feelings. Murakami, you're just weird. I'm not stopping anything. By the way, she is actually your type, isn't she? When we were in the first grade. That has nothing to do with this. Oh, but it has everything to do with this, Murakami. You just don't realize it yet. I know. Anyway, you have to be a gentleman, make sure she has fun. I'll do my best. Oh, by the way, do you know Star Generation? Of course. Were they, like, famous or something? Sure. The guitarist is supposed to be a student at her school. Isn't that big news? Oh, yeah, I met him yesterday. Kind of a douche, though. I didn't even say goodbye. Guitarists, am I right? I see. Don't you know anything about them? No, I don't. So tell me how great they are. Okay, but I can't believe you got invited by one of the members directly. Murakami cleared his throat. Alright, now we're going to get some backstory on these guys. Star Generation is a very famous band. They're considered a tough element, which is unusual for punk rockers. Last year's national tour became the talk among the Indies fans. Tough element or ability to play, I don't really understand, but isn't it unusual to have a national tour as an amateur band? Actually, not really, as long as it's not on a large scale. A lot of indies do, but Star Generation's impact was so huge it wasn't normal. They sold a large number of CDs. Oh well. Where do you buy CDs like that? Where do you buy CDs at all? You can find them in decent-sized CD shops. Well, I don't know what answer I expected, but that one makes the most sense. They're more popular than I thought. I told you, Kenta, the guitarist is especially famous. I'm so surprised that he's in the same grade as we are. Why don't people say anything? Yeah, here we go. This is what I want to know. Why doesn't anyone talk about this famous person if he supposedly goes to our school? He isn't in magazines, so he's actually unknown. He's been on TV, but never made a comment before. He wears makeup on stage and there's lighting, so it's hard to actually see what he's like in real life. Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense. That's an answer I can accept. So he's unidentified, huh? He's like a hero, doesn't he? He's like a hero, doesn't he? I assume that's supposed to be, isn't he? He's here at school, right? So maybe I can get you an autograph. Don't do that, but how would you know all that? I didn't know you knew that much. I just read a bunch of magazines from last week. Last minute information, huh? That's right. It always amazes me they don't hesitate to be honest. I'm happy to hear that, but you're ahead of me now. Ahead of you. Sure, I've never been to a live performance before. Oh, it's me. Alright. You mean a Star Generation? No, I've never ever been to a musical cafe. Music cafe? Is that what they call it these days? Is that what the kids are calling it? Hey, did you go to that music cafe last night? Yeah, that cafe was awesome! Wait a minute. You mean you want to start a band when you've never been to a live performance? Well, I was planning to go before I actually started. I just don't think it's safe for me to go to an unfamiliar place by myself. Especially at night. That's scary. I'm fearful. That sounds so cowardly. Are you amazed? Oh, sure I am. Don't laugh. Oh, one more thing. What is it? Please tell Shino that happiness is waiting for her, so she should never give up. She has to believe in herself, and after suffering, there's true victory and joy. Okay. What are you, Mr. Rogers? Where'd you hear that? It was in the comic book I picked up on the train this morning. Don't you think that sounds great? That sounds great, but also is extremely corny and pretty much basic information, I would think. I mean, everything's gonna be great, you know, that's optimistic, but not always realistic. Anyway, this is how I ended up going to the music cafe with her. I'm done telling the whole story, but Karari still isn't here. It's past the promised time. Maybe she got delayed. I wish I could check, but she doesn't have a cell phone, so I just have to wait. I haven't felt this uneasy since I started to carry my cell phone. I wonder how people live before cell phones. I don't know. They sent mail to each other. Well, not even the email kind, but like the physical kind. Envelopes and everything, and people rode on the backs of horses to deliver the mail, and it was great. Man, we gotta go back to that. I mean, can you imagine the mailman like rolling up in like a black steed delivering your mail? Man, that would be awesome. But I digress. After about 15 minutes past the promised time, Karari shows up. Oh, that's a cute little jacket she's got on. Sorry I'm late. She runs up and bows deeply. Sorry. It's okay. Lift your head. Karari slowly lifts her head and starts to explain what happened. But we don't have time to waste. The music cafe opens at 6 p.m. and the performance starts at 6:30. We have little time, but neither one of us has been there. I already bought the train ticket, so I was waiting for Karari. I gave her the ticket and we get on the train. On the train, I share the information I got from Murakami. I tell her how famous Star Generation is. Wow, you know so much. Karari's amazed. I'm only sharing what I heard 3 days ago. I tell her the truth, honestly, just like what Murakami would do. Wow. Karari doesn't know what's happening. Maybe she likes Murakami. Maybe she's like Murakami. Also, Murakami gave me a message to pass on to you. Tell exactly what Murakami said. That's true. That's a nice thing to say. She nods repeatedly. I think she and Murakami will be good friends. Oh, come on. Murakami totally has a hots for her. Isn't that obvious, man? I'll introduce them to each other someday. We get off the train at the destination and follow the map on the tickets to head to the music cafe. That's a cool looking door. We don't get lost, so we get there early. So this is the music cafe, huh? It's a lot cleaner than I thought. The entrance is a narrow flight of stairs and there's graffiti on the walls. There are many event ads which reminded me of a college campus I visited before. This place is called Live Gate. It doesn't sound like a music cafe, doesn't it? No, it sounds like some horrible scandal. She points to the sign. It's a music cafe after all. Live Gate. That's an interesting name for a venue. We go down the stairs while talking like idiots. There's still some time before the performance, but there's already a line of people. I kept hearing how popular they are, so I assumed the fans were female, but half of the people in the line was male. Also, I assumed people would be wearing some wild clothes, but pretty normal to me. It's time to go inside. We give the tickets to the lady at the window. She tears them in half. Hey, we just bought those. Who'd you come to see today? She asked. We answer Star Generation, wondering why she asked. Then she makes a pile with the torn tickets. These tickets are fake. They're printed on some sort of cracker. I look at it strangely, but notice she's asking the same question to everyone. Then I realize she's making piles according to the name of her band. I guess this is like popularity voting. If that's the case, this is how they compare each band. How clever of them. That actually is kind of interesting. Star Generation has the biggest power of all. No surprise, all the other bands suck. But we won't hear about them. I guess Murakami's right about how popular they are. Majima, come on, you're stopping the line. Oh, sorry, causing a little traffic problem. Here we go. They're starting. Oh, no, they're not starting yet. We hurry in and go through the door. The inside is a little dark, just like a movie theater. And it's smaller than I thought. We step onto the floor and hear the background music playing. There's the stage up in front. It's a lot lower than I expected, maybe a few feet from the floor. Looks easy for the audience to hop onto the stage, but there are bars so people won't. I see a drum set, microphone stands, and lots of equipment on that stage. This is my first time seeing such instruments and equipment, so I'm getting a little excited. Yeah, I knew you'd get excited. This beats the hell out of looking at fish, doesn't it? Amazing, huh? Karai must be feeling the same way. She mutters quietly. I can see the drinks bar in the back. We swim through the people to get our free drinks. People keep coming in. I think it's already getting packed, but there are still more people trying to get in. When it's almost time for the performance, there isn't even an inch of spare space inside the cafe. I wonder how many people are crammed into this small space. There must be people from my work, but it's impossible to find them now. It's getting stuffy. There's a little more space in the back, but we are in the front area, so I don't want to move towards the back. I don't mind moving back, but I want Karari to see well. I remember what Murakami said. We've got to give her a fun evening out. So I decided to stay up in front. Music cafes are pretty scary. When everyone is in, the door is shut and the inside of the cafe gets even darker. I don't know if it's because of the crowd, the darkness, or simply the atmosphere. But I almost feel dizzy. My heart is pumping too. It almost reminds me of something. Then I remember that I felt this way when I went to the night festival without grown-ups for the first time. Maybe the darkness in the crowd made me remember that. I was going to talk to Karari to calm myself down, but I can't find her. Well, where the hell did she go? Man, we had one job, and we screwed it up already. She was here just now. I panicked a little. Where'd she go? She's petite and quite a bit shorter than normal guys. She'll get killed. In a crowd like this, it's easy to get lost, and once we were apart, it's impossible to find her. I try to look for her walking around in the crowd. Over here! Karari's up on the stage calling me. I bet she was trying to find a good spot and ended up there. I don't think that it's a good idea to be up there. We can't get on the stage. I try to call her, but someone else yells at her first, so she jumps off and disappears in the crowd. Since I know where she is, I try to get closer to her, but the first row space is far too crowded and there's no way I can get in there. Is she gonna be okay? First row means she will be up close to the performers. It must be a difficult position to take as a beginner. Now by myself, try to find a good spot. I've got to find a good spot where we can see the band. I don't know, I think where we're at right now is pretty good. I head close to the wall where it looks less crowded. Less crowd must mean there's a reason for it, such as hard to see or hard to participate, but for a beginner like me, it must be a good spot. Besides, I can see Karari from here, so that's okay. She's looking at the empty stage innocently. She must be looking at the many lights hanging from the ceiling. I guess you don't see this many lights in normal life, but it's interesting that she is looking at them. The gentle background music has changed to dark and heavy music. When I notice it, the audience gets excited. And then I see young guys with instruments on the stage. Yes, Star Generation's coming out. Oh, no, it's okay. It's someone else. It's okay. It's okay, everyone. It's just not Star Generation. You can shut up now. I don't know them. They're not Star Generation. They're older than I am. They look like normal guys. I see it in a neighborhood shopping arcade. I'm a little surprised to see guys like them do a band too. We walk onto the dark stage and take positions. The guy standing in front of the microphone is talking to the guys behind him. Looks like he's doing something, but I can't see it from where I am. Then he turns to the front and lifts his fist. The background music stops and all of a sudden the lights on the stage light up. I guess he could already cover her eyes with surprise. She must have been staring at the lights, although there are people on the stage. When the drummer starts to count and the moment the music starts, something happens. Something so sensational happens, sometimes it's called a shockwave. I hope none of you suffer from seizures. This could be problematic. The sound we just experienced is exactly that. That's not trying to sound cool or anything, the sound was simply so loud. There's a speaker the size of a refrigerator right in front of me, and the shockwave that jumped out from that speaker hit me directly. I wasn't expecting that, so I really thought I was gonna die. And this is why this area is less crowded. It really isn't a good spot for a beginner after all. My heart is pumping inside, but I try to pretend nothing is wrong and move to a different area. I end up going to the very back row, but it's still loud. Just as Shino said, this place has a unique atmosphere. People hate this type of noise in normal places, but in here people pay to hear this. People pay to get deaf, it's awesome. The audience floor is dark, but the stage is bright. The young guys are performing their very best. The performance just started, but I'm already getting a little sweaty. It's not summer yet, but the air conditioning is blowing cool air. Yeah, and there's probably 300 people in this venue, so... The people in the darkness are wriggling wildly to the wild music. I'm sure Karari is one of them, but I can't tell where she is now. I've never heard of this song. I wonder if they made this song or if I simply don't know it. Everyone else seems to know it because they are clapping to it. I wonder if they are famous too. So this is a live performance. Since this is the very first time for me to see a live performance, I wouldn't know if they're good or bad, but I'm simply amazed. The only place I've seen people sing is at karaoke, so to see someone sing so seriously up close is a strange experience in itself. Between songs they talk, but it's nothing like what I've seen on TV. It's special. Telling jokes I didn't get. There are things I'm puzzled about, though. People move freely according to the rhythm. But that doesn't happen with my body. I'm sure if I should do something what everyone else is doing or not. While thinking and feeling different things, the first band finishes their performance and leaves the stage. I sigh. I must have been nervous. They talked after the first song, but I don't remember what they said. I don't even remember what the band's name is, but it doesn't matter because it's not Star Generation, so we don't care. One thing I remember is the name of the next performer is Star Generation. Alright, let's get the main group on here. It's a star attraction. I assume they'd be the last one to perform, so I'm a little surprised. Then they show up. Alright! In the bright light, the members come on stage one at a time. First, Yagihara comes on the stage, then everyone else. His short orange hair is spiked and he's wearing a torn army coat on his bare skin. He runs to the center of the stage and grabs a microphone. Hey everyone, we're Star Generation. We're the second band to perform today because you might have trouble counting at this point. There's a whirlwind of applause. He didn't say anything special. I guess this proves how popular they are. Tanoya's standing next to Yagihara, maybe because he isn't wearing the glasses or his hair is different. Maybe it's the bright lights. I think it's very different. Standing quietly with his guitar, waiting for the performance to start, he looks so cool. I'm amazed to see them like this, but they're not pros, they're amateurs. Plus one of them goes to our school. There's no reason to be overpowered. Because I knew nothing about music cafes, I was stunned, but once I know I'll be fine. Wait, I thought the guitarist's name was Kenta. Is that not his name? Well, there's another guitar. There's like 3 guitarists, so I don't know. Because I knew nothing about music cafes, I was stunned, but once I know, I'll be fine. I won't be startled like before. I prepare myself and get ready for their performance. I've already heard the song. Play something new. One there, one there. Again, I was stunned. Listening to the music, I leaned against the wall and realized my heart is pounding. I don't know if it's caused, but the atmosphere of the cafe did. One thing I know for sure is that Star Generation on the stage are the ones who made this atmosphere. I could see them on the stage in the spotlights with their sweat shining against the lights. When the performance first started, I couldn't accept the extremely high tension, Yagi Hara's fashion, and the aggressive behavior. What happened? It's almost as if they're awesome. Can't take my eyes off Yagi Hara on the stage. During the second song, Antonellia had his guitar solo. Seriously, listen to him. The guitarist for Shino sounds as good as Shino. Charlie's bass and those drums are even pressing too. Okay, so that guy wasn't named Kenta? Who the hell was named Kenta? I don't feel strange looking at the people wiggling to the rhythm or looking at the stage as if they are taken by evil spirit. I don't know how, but I remember the members' names now. Apparently I don't. I don't know anything about music. But I guess when I felt the sensation, that's when I lost. I want to live quietly and calmly, so I don't want to be disturbed or be emotional. Before I know it, Star Generation finishes her performance. I guess nothing like this actually happened. Are you okay? Karali's standing in front of me, looking into my face. What? Yeah, I'm fine. I can't hear you. I get away from the wall in a hurry and put my normal face back on. My normal face. Time to get Mr. Serious back on. No fun allowed. How about you? You okay? Carly looks very different from the last time I saw her. Her collar is all stretched out and her shoulder is even showing. Her hair looks like a bomb went off. You look pretty sexy, don't you? If I'm supposed to be honest, I should have just said she looked as if she was just raped. I was gonna say something, but I didn't. But that's okay, because the main character said it for me. Can't say that. It's because it was absolutely awesome. Bam, bam, everyone was jumping. She doesn't care how she looks. She jumps while laughing. I jumped too, and I almost fell, and someone helped me by pulling my collar. And to recreate what happened, she pulls her own collar, but she also pulls the undershirt so her bare back shows. Okay, I get it. I don't need a visual aid. I stop her. I'm glad you're okay. Yep, it was fun. Brian answers cheerfully. She's always like this, so it's hard to tell. But I think she's very excited too. Although, I think she is simply excited to see something unusual. Tonight was awesome, huh? Do you think? Actually, it wasn't that bad. Oh yeah, like we could do better? Next band is getting ready to come onto the stage. Ah, look, the next performers. I'm gonna go back to where I was, okay? I became friends with that person next to me. Roy disappears back into the crowd. What energy. A sign leaned against the wall. Already satisfied with Star Generation performance, quite a bit of the people are already making lines to leave. No, that's gotta suck, right? Band gets up there and like people are leaving. It must be hard to perform while seeing people leave. I took the words right out of my mouth. After all the performances are over, we buy cans of juice from the vending machine and take a rest. There are people gathered in front of the cafe, chit-chatting. We're packed in stuffy rooms, so the cold breeze feels good. After a while, the performers come out and talk to the people. Hearing such friendly conversations, I feel we don't belong here. As we get ready to leave, I hear a voice. Ah, you over there. The voice comes from the performer who is surrounded by the most fans of all. It's Yagi Hara from Star Generation. I'm still stunned with the performance, so when I see him coming towards me while talking to me casually with a smile, I hesitate. You made it. Oh, thanks for coming. Sorry about the other night. Bows lightly. I heard you and Kenta go to the same school. You are a famous tennis player, right? That's great. I'm not good at sports. It is Kenta. Is that maybe it's Kenta is like his last name? It's confusing to me when they do that. Oh, please stop that. Come back again, okay? He says so casually, and the fans surround him again. They are truly popular, aren't they? Yes, they are. Yagihara's amazing, huh? Sure is. I honestly think so. I thought so when he was on stage, but now he's off the stage, I still feel the same. I can't compete with him. Alrighty guys, I think with the little rock concert being over with, I think I'm going to cut the episode, and I'll see you all in part 4. So, take it easy guys.